News Talk Radio, CJAD 800.
It's my esteemed privilege and honor to have Anthony Calvillo in the studio right now. Welcome.
Thank you, Eric.
Nice to have you here. It's nice to see you again. It's been a while since we saw each other, and today is a rather auspicious day in your career. We were just talking during the break, and I said at the press conference it sounded like Jim Pop was more emotional than you were, but you guys, you talk about having been together for so long, you guys have actually become friends.
Yes, it's been an amazing journey, and I've acquired a lot of friends through football, and Jim and I have become very good friends, and our families are very close as well. So it's just one of those things where when you're there, because I felt good this morning, and but when I got there and saw the presentation, saw the videos, that's when it kind of set in for me as well.
So your mind was made up. You're saying, well, I'll just go and announce I'm going to retire, and then you got there, you got caught up in the moment, and you kind of broke up.
That's exactly what was going on. So for me, I wanted to make sure that I just wanted to get this out of the way now. But once I got there, then that's when all the emotions start to settle in.
When did you actually make up your mind?
It was really at the end of last season. When I was dealing with the concussions and the symptoms were still pressing me, I was trying to get back on the field. I wanted one more opportunity to try to get another championship. And then when I was getting close, the symptoms reappeared. And once those symptoms came back again, then I knew in my mind that was going to be it. Because I learned a lot more about concussions, and I knew that my tolerance to take a hit went down, and the risk if you come back too early could have long-term effects on the brain. And to me, I just felt, I am 99% sure that it's going to be over with. But let me just think it over the holidays. But when I was over the holidays, relaxing with the family, I already knew that enough was enough.
So when you talk about the symptoms having come back, what were the symptoms this time around?
The biggest thing was the pressure in the head. I never had headaches, but there was this constant pressure that I had from the time that I got hit. It went away, and I was on track, going through the steps that the league has put forth in terms of trying to return from a concussion. And then all of a sudden, as I started getting closer, I think it was the stress that was building up, the anxiety to get back in the field. And then one day I just woke up, and that pressure in my head was back again, and I said, you know what, enough's enough.
I remember watching that game and watching the hit you took when you played the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and I think a lot of us sort of reacted the same way, saying, okay, wait a sec, that wasn't even, they're all hard hits, but as hits go, that didn't seem like the kind of hit that would, knock somebody out of the game. And you just said something really interesting. I want you to repeat this. You thought when you got hit right in the head, right? That's
correct. I remember going to the sideline, and I'm telling the doctors and the trainers, I feel pressure in my head, and I think somebody smacked me right in my head, helmet to helmet. And that was my story. And it wasn't until later when I saw the highlights that I actually got hit in the stomach, and that jerked my head forward. So that's what caused it. So it was a very simple hit. And even though my head came back and smacked the turf on the back of my head, that did nothing to me. It was all on the front, yes.
How bizarre is that, to think you got hit in one place, then actually see that you got hit somewhere else?
It blew me away, because everything was hurting in the top of my forehead, and when I saw that, I was in shock, to be honest with you.
I remember back, if we go back a couple of years now, the first concussion in 2011, and I'm thinking, no, there's no way. You're 38 years old at the time, whatever it was. You don't need to do this. You're just going to call it a day. And I remember saying, I think you're done. I think I remember saying, you will retire then. Why didn't you then?
Well, I think when the concussion happened, the protocols already put in place to return. And after I got hit, I had no symptoms whatsoever the next day. So I was able to start working out, start going to meetings, and start putting the stress that goes into playing quarterback, and nothing returned. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back out there and play. The doctors are telling me this is the protocol. I passed every step, and I'm not going to worry about any repercussions. So I went on and played, and at the end of the season, I did think about retirement, and a concussion definitely was an issue. But I was still, in my mind, hungry for more, and more means trying to win another championship. So that's what that's one of the reasons why I kept coming back, because I felt that I had a great chance to help our team win another championship.
Okay. So the obvious question is, so you're 41 years old.
Correct.
What's it like to be retired at 41?
Well, it's a strange feeling, but this retirement will be temporarily, of course, because I still got to go into the workforce. But I definitely want to spend some time with the family. But at the same time, it is fun to just sit back and relax and just enjoy some time at home, and really enjoy summer off. That's one thing I've been telling myself. When I retire from football, I want it to enjoy a summer. and that's what I plan on doing this summer.
So when you talk about going back and eventually picking up your career, whatever that's going to be, is that a football kind of work that you're talking about doing?
I'm definitely want to go back into coaching, or I'm sorry, go into coaching.
Right.
Football is my passion, and I have a lot of knowledge, but I still think I need to learn more of the coaching aspect, what's behind the doors when I'm home on an off day and the coaches are in there preparing. I think I have to learn a little bit more of that. So, I definitely want to go into coaching, and somewhere in the year 2015, and I want to do it here. I don't want to leave anywhere. This is where I planted my roots, and this is where I want to stay.
Well, that's good news. We're happy to hear that. But what's really nice is, a lot of times guys will retire and they come back the next season. You're basically going to take a year off.
Yes, and it's very important to me. Like I said, 20 years of preparing each year, putting your body, the stress that comes with playing this position. I want to break, and my family, my wife's family's from Europe, and we're going to spend some time out there, and
Good for you.
and that's the plan right now. So I'm actually in the meantime, I'll be an ambassador to the Alouettes. We're still going to be involved in the community and doing some things with youth football, and I've actually enrolled back in school to graduate. I've not graduated from university, so I inquired, and I'm 15 credits short of graduating with a general studies bachelor's degree. So that's what I'm doing right now.
You going to do that online or actually go to
I'm
class?
actually doing 2 courses online, and then I'm going to do a work placement with the Alouettes in terms of learning more about the scouting department, learning more about the general manager duties,
Oh, I see.
and
Okay.
that's going to give
For
me
you.
credit for my degree.
I'm curious, when this came up and you said you made your decision over the holidays and stuff, did anyone in the organization try to talk you out of this?
No, I remember sitting down with Mr. Wettenhall in December, and I told him what my intentions were, and he goes, "I'm glad that you said that." And that's been the same response from Jim Pop and everybody else in the organization. So the time is right, and I'm just looking forward to seeing the progress of the Alouettes, because I really do feel that they have quarterbacks in place to help this team succeed, and I'm looking forward to watching that.
The last question, and it's one that maybe a lot of people are going to wonder as well. We know what you've been through, the physical issues that you've had over the years. Are you 100% okay now? Do you feel you're 100% okay physically?
I do. I mean, we all know that my wife went through cancer. I went through cancer. My cancer, unfortunately, there is no 5-year period. This is a slow growing cancer that I'm going to have to be followed my entire life. And I'm okay with that. So I go do my normal routines, but everything's fine up to date. In terms of the concussion, I had the clean bill of health from Dr. Delaney in December. And then, of course, I tested that when we went to California, and I got on my first roller coaster with my girls. And I was a bit nervous when I got on, but once I got off, the head was fine. Everything was okay.
All right. Listen, as far as an ambassador goes, I can't imagine a better ambassador than Anthony Calvillo to go out there, to sell the game of football, because it's something you've, come to know and love. And in this city, to hear you say you're going to stay here, because you could probably go anywhere, not only in the CFL, I imagine you could probably at some point go to the NFL and coach there as well. That's terrific news. It's nice that you've decided to make Montreal and keep Montreal your home. And I think I speak on behalf of a lot of Montreal football fans and others who've come to know you over the years to say, we wish you nothing but the best. Enjoy the time off. Enjoy that summer. Let's hope we get a good one.
That's right.
Because you may regret that. But have fun, and thank you for everything you've done, not only for the football team, for the city. Anthony, thanks so much. All the
I
best to you.
appreciate it, Ren. I definitely appreciate the feedback as well.